Imagine spending 30 minutes walking every single day, only to discover that most of that time wasn't actually targeting the fat you wanted to lose. It sounds frustrating, but it's one of the biggest misconceptions in fitness. Millions of people believe the moment they start walking, their body immediately begins burning stubborn belly fat. But that's not exactly how your metabolism works. Your body doesn't flip a switch that says, "Now we're burning fat." Instead, it gradually changes where it gets its energy from. And there's one specific point during your walk where this shift becomes much more noticeable. Miss that point consistently, and you may be walking just enough to stay healthy, but not enough to maximize fat burning. The good news? You don't need to run. You don't need exhausting HIIT workouts. And you definitely don't need to spend hours on a treadmill. You simply need to understand what your body is doing minute by minute. Once you do, walking becomes one of the most powerful fat loss tools available. Let's start by clearing up the biggest myth. Your body doesn't start by burning fat. The moment you begin walking, your muscles need energy immediately. Your body isn't going to wait around while it starts breaking down fat. Instead, it uses the fastest fuel available. That fuel is primarily stored carbohydrates, known as glycogen. Think of glycogen as your body's quick-access energy reserve. It's easy to reach, it's efficient, and it's perfect for getting you moving. During the first several minutes of walking, your body relies more heavily on these carbohydrate stores because they can supply energy faster than fat. This is completely normal. Many people misunderstand this and think, so walking doesn't burn fat? Not at all. Fat burning begins from the start. But early in the walk, fat contributes a smaller percentage of your total energy needs. As your walk continues, something interesting happens. Your muscles warm up, your breathing becomes more efficient, your heart rate stabilizes, and your body begins shifting toward a greater reliance on fat as fuel. That's the moment most people never hear about, the minute that changes everything. There isn't one magical number that applies to every person. Age, fitness level, walking speed, nutrition, sleep, even yesterday's workout can influence how quickly your body changes fuel sources. But research consistently shows that during moderate intensity exercise, fat contributes more significantly as the activity continues. For many people, this shift becomes more noticeable somewhere around the 20 to 30-minute mark. That's why so many health professionals recommend walks lasting at least half an hour whenever possible. Not because minute 30 is magical, but because giving your body enough time allows fat oxidation to become a larger contributor to the energy you're using. Now, here's where people make a critical mistake. They walk for 10 or 15 minutes, then stop. The next day, another 10 minutes. Then they're surprised when nothing changes after weeks. The problem isn't walking. The problem is ending the walk just as your body is becoming more efficient. Imagine heating a pan on the stove. You turn the burner off every time it starts getting hot. That's exactly what many people are doing with their metabolism. Consistency matters, duration matters, and patience matters even more. Intensity matters more than speed. Many people think, if walking burns fat, then walking faster must burn even more. Not necessarily. Walking too slowly may not challenge your body enough, but walking so fast that you're gasping for air changes the equation too. As exercise intensity becomes very high, your body shifts back toward carbohydrates because they provide faster energy. That's why an all-out sprint feels completely different from a brisk walk. The sweet spot lies somewhere in the middle. You should be breathing harder than normal, but still able to hold a conversation. Fitness experts often call this moderate intensity. It's sustainable, comfortable, and ideal for longer walks. This pace allows you to stay active long enough for your body to rely more heavily on fat without exhausting yourself after 10 minutes. That's why consistency almost always beats intensity. A brisk 40-minute walk you repeat 5 times a week is usually far more effective than one brutal workout followed by several days of doing nothing. And there's another factor that can make walking even more effective, one that has nothing to do with distance or speed. It has everything to do with when you choose to walk. The timing of your walk can influence how your body responds. One of the most popular questions is whether walking before breakfast burns more fat than walking later in the day. The answer is a little more complicated than most headlines suggest. After an overnight fast, your insulin levels are generally lower, and your glycogen stores have been slightly reduced while your body kept you alive during sleep. Because of this, your body may rely on a greater percentage of fat for fuel during low to moderate intensity exercise. That's why fasted walking has become so popular. But here's the important distinction. Burning a higher percentage of fat during the walk doesn't automatically mean you'll lose more body fat overall. Long-term fat loss still depends on your total energy balance, nutrition, sleep, strength training, and consistency over weeks and months. In other words, don't obsess over finding the perfect walking time. The best walk is the one you actually do consistently. If mornings fit your schedule, walk in the morning. If evenings are easier, walk after dinner. The body rewards consistency far more than perfection. Why walking is so effective for belly fat. People often assume belly fat disappears through intense workouts. In reality, your body doesn't choose where fat comes from based on the exercise you're doing. You can't tell your body, burn fat from my stomach first. Fat loss happens systemically. As your body needs energy over time, it pulls stored fat from different areas according to genetics, hormones, age, and individual biology. Visceral fat, the fat surrounding your internal organs, is often more metabolically active than the fat stored just beneath the skin. That's actually good news. Research has shown that regular physical activity, including brisk walking, can help reduce visceral fat over time when combined with healthy eating and a sustainable lifestyle. This matters because visceral fat isn't just about appearance. It's associated with increased risks for conditions like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic syndrome. So when you commit to walking regularly, you're not simply working toward a smaller waistline. You're improving your long-term health. The walking mistakes almost everyone makes. Let's talk about the habits that quietly reduce results. The first mistake is inconsistency. Walking for an hour on Sunday doesn't make up for sitting all week. Your body responds to repeated signals. A 30 to 45-minute walk most days of the week is far more effective than occasional marathon sessions. The second mistake is expecting immediate results. Many people step on the scale after 3 days and feel disappointed. But walking changes much more than body weight. It improves circulation, supports heart health, increases daily calorie expenditure, helps regulate blood sugar, improves mood, reduces stress, supports sleep quality. These improvements often begin long before dramatic changes appear in the mirror. The third mistake is ignoring nutrition. Walking isn't permission to eat unlimited calories afterward. If you reward every walk with high-calorie snacks, it becomes much harder to create the calorie deficit required for fat loss. The goal isn't punishment, it's balance. Healthy meals combined with regular walking create a system that's much easier to maintain than crash diets or exhausting workout plans. A simple walking strategy that actually works. If you're trying to lose belly fat, keep it simple. Walk at a pace where you can still hold a conversation but feel like you're exercising. Aim for at least 30 minutes whenever possible. If that's too difficult at first, start with 15 or 20 minutes and gradually increase your time. Don't focus on perfection, focus on repetition. If you can walk after meals, even better. A short walk after eating may help support healthy blood sugar control while adding extra movement to your day. Wear comfortable shoes. Choose a route you enjoy. Listen to music, a podcast, or simply enjoy being outdoors. The easier walking feels, the more likely you'll continue doing it. And that's where the real transformation happens. Not in one perfect workout, but in hundreds of ordinary walks repeated over months. Before we wrap up, if you're interested in learning more about natural ways to support your health, there's one resource I genuinely recommend. It's called Wild Women Remedies, and it covers topics like gut health, hormone balance, healthy aging, natural remedies, and overall wellness in a practical, easy-to-follow way. If you'd like to learn more, I've left a link in the description below. Now, let's get back to the video. If there's one lesson to remember, it's this. Walking doesn't suddenly become magical at one exact minute. Instead, your body gradually shifts toward using more fat as fuel the longer you stay active at a moderate pace. That's why cutting your walks short every day may be limiting your results. You don't need expensive gym memberships, you don't need punishing workouts, and you certainly don't need to run for hours to lose belly fat. A simple, brisk walk, done consistently and for long enough, can become one of the most effective habits for improving your metabolism, reducing visceral fat, and protecting your long-term health. So, the next time you head out for a walk, don't rush back after 10 minutes. Give your body the time it needs to do what it was designed to do. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed health content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.